Today's podcast is proudly sponsored by Awaza, the name behind some of the most trusted pond equipment in the hobby. If you're serious about koi or looking to upgrade your pond, consider looking at Awaza equipment. The Profi-Clear drums, water pumps and systems are designed to handle serious pond loads with minimal faff. And if your goal is crystal clear water, then look no further. Awaza allows you to enjoy your fish rather than just constantly firefighting your setup. And to be honest, it's the sort of gear I wish I used from day one. Big thanks to Awaza for supporting this podcast and for supporting ponds across the UK with gear that just works. Hi and welcome back to another Koi Perspective podcast. I'm delighted to say I'm joined on his very lonesome, just me and Will. How are you doing?
Not too bad. A little different this time. Not too bad, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Yeah, it's been mega. Yeah, nice to get you back on. I really enjoyed our last chat. And yeah, so you've got some stuff that you've actually sent me that you wanted to have a chat about this time, which is a little bit different, but I like for guests and people coming on to speak about what they're passionate about and something you've been involved with, like before I started the magazine. I've known you through the Yorkshire section of the Koi Club, and they do like a yearly growing show usually through Chris Masters, don't they? So you've had a couple of goes at that before.
Yeah, I'm quite fond of growing shows. It seems to be growing in popularity in Japan, although they brand it as cup events.
Yeah.
Now I keep noticing more and more breeders are having these cup events, so it is becoming popular as such. Just obviously different branding, but growing shows, yeah, they could be good fun, especially with local clubs. It's always interesting to see how your eye is. Unfortunately, it can be a bit of a pick and raffle, and you don't always get your first selection. But still, it's still a learning experience, and it's good. It's good to do.
Usually dealers do them at really good price, don't they? Because they've been bought in bulk, so you're generally not paying I'd say the retail price of them. But I know that might not be the same everywhere you go. But yeah, so for somebody who's not heard of a growing show, why don't you tell people what the concept is essentially?
So, basic terms, there'll be a group of individuals, either a breeder or a dealer will source the best fish for the set budget that are all of equal standard. So, typically, you would aim for all the same variety, or I always prefer them sort of events, but it doesn't always happen that way. A lot of the time, it can be mixed varieties. But yeah, a dealer or a breeder will select what he thinks is the best Tosai for that budget, all in equal quality, and then it's up to yourself, especially in a growing show, to sort of develop that koi and fetch it on correct. And it does test you a little bit, but also as well as selecting and so on.
Yeah, so mainly Tosai in it as well. Yes. That's the other thing. And so you last year was it the last year you had a Sanke? Is that the one? Yeah. So let's have a look at your Sanke. I think this is the one.
Yes, that's the one. That was the growing show one.
Yeah. So how far up the list was this, and how was it selected? So you put your name in a hat and put this one high up your list in your top 10 or something like that?
Yes. So basically, you would put your name in a hat, like you say, and you would select a group of fish, number them 1 to however many fishes in the event. Basically, that being your first pick, that being your second pick, that being your third pick, and then wherever you fall when your name comes out the hat, depending on which pick you get. But just because you may come out 10th or 15th doesn't mean you're going to be, even though you could be 10th, you might still get your second or your third pick. So it's not always the end of the world, because like I said, everybody's different and opinions are different. But I was fairly fortunate. I think I was 5th or 6th, and I got my first pick. So that was my first pick.
Yeah. So why did you choose that one then?
For me, and this is always kind of in my outlook with Sanke, I've always preferred very traditional Sanke in terms of Sumi.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I understand a little bit of lineage, i.e. Sakai lineage, the Sumi tends to come.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it comes with the other video, where I don't know if you can see.
So how long is the difference between this one and the next one before I play it?
5 months.
5 months?
Yes.
Okay. So a full season?
Yes, a full season.
Yeah. You can see that body improvement, can you?
Yeah. And that's pure just balance and a little bit of growth. A little bit of colour. But we'll not talk about growth.
Yeah. Yeah, nice fish. It's kind of like expanded that pattern out as well, hasn't it?
Yes, and obviously the Sumi's developing that now. I should have got an updated video, but now the Sumi's really come out.
Yeah,
And,
more to
and
do, isn't it?
yes, a future fish, a fish to develop, one that I'll finish hopefully later on.
Yeah.
But
So this fish in total, like from the growing show, do you mind saying like what price you paid for it? Because
not at
they're
all.
never that expensive, are they? From Chris?
No, not at all. Chris is obviously a member of our club and looks after us. If I remember right, I think these were £200 last year.
Yeah, yeah. It's done well on it for
Yeah,
that kind of money.
and Ogata Sanke, as I'm sure you'll know, Joe. Ogata Sanke is Sakai bloodline. Hence why I was talking about the Sumi developments on Sakai fish. It sometimes can really just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. I'll play the last video just quickly again. Like you can see, like where the Sumi is still under the skin. It's kind of like it's come on. It's like expanded, but there's still like I think there's still more for it to do on that on like the shoulder area, isn't there?
Yeah,
But you've just got that confidence in the bloodline to select it at a young age, knowing it'll come.
yeah. That my experience. So to get a reasonable Kahaku pattern, and then just trust the Sumi will come.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm on Sankey. Like, I'm much more willing to like have a bit more of a crazy Benny pattern, but it's just my personal preference. Like, I do love like crazy Benny plates, but yeah, this is nice how the Sumi's got almost like Subo as well
Yeah,
in places. But yeah, nice little fish that for 200 quid, isn't it?
yeah. That's it.
Do you know roughly what size it is after 5 months? Like what you'd grown it from?
I did. It was just under 50, I believe, at that point.
Yeah, it's a good
Fo-
size in it for
fo-
Nisai.
Yeah, 48, 49. And
Yeah,
literally the videos are 5 because at first I thought, oh, it's a 6 month mark, but then lucky enough, the videos are time stamped, so I was able to go back and I went, no, it's only been 5 months. Time still
yeah.
soon fly.
Yeah, I definitely think on that shoulder, if the Sumi comes up on the shoulder, it's onto a winner. But yeah, nice fish that. So what is the growing show that you've done this year? Because I just want to talk mainly about like what you've selected as well.
Yeah,
Because
that's fine.
the fun of these growing shows is about selecting koi, isn't it?
Yeah, I always said to people, like, don't look at it as I'm going to get an amazing fish, because you will get a reasonable fish, but look at it as an opportunity to learn.
Hmm.
That's how I sort of take a view on it. But the grown show this year, which I'm glad about, is all same variety. It's all Shiro Utsuri. It's happened to be a very interesting batch of Shiro Utsuri,
Hmm.
which I'm sure Joe will be able to add to that.
Yeah. So these ones that you've got. I think you've said are from Ogata, aren't they?
Yes.
I think with these, like I was speaking with Paul when he was photographing some of these, they are like way more predictable than the Omasako ones, like in the Sumi. In
Yes.
my mind, I just think the Sumi is just where you see it. It's generally gonna. It's not gonna like if there's examples of it up on the top of the skin, then I just don't see it not coming. I know that sounds really daft, and you could say that about Omasako ones, but they're almost like predictable. They're not like you take the complete white ones and take a gamble with them, like I've
Yeah.
heard people say about Omasako ones. I think these ones are when they're younger that you can buy them with the black up and not be like going against the grain here. My selection would probably be the one with the heaviest Sumi in here.
Yeah.
Whereas you speak to any people in koi, they generally go, oh, pick the white ones younger. But I just think with the Ogata bloodline that he has, that specific parent set, which is obviously Omasako lineage, but something about the offspring of this line, I think you can just go for the predictable ones and they'll stay predictable.
Well, as I'm sure you remember, these were the first spawning from this particular parent set.
Yeah.
He just fetched a female Utsurian from Omasako. So they are Omasako parent lineage, but there is other elements in there.
They do look good this year, like specifically good. But even over the last few years, I know the parents set has changed like a little bit, but the same characteristics have been there for the last few years, haven't they? Because I
Yes.
remember the Grand Champion B in the Ogata Cup was a Shiro there that did really well at the World Nishikigoi show as well, and that did pretty well there. The actual awards they take is pretty good. I just think like they just probably don't get the same, I think, price tag recognition as the Omasako ones. I think, but they're definitely a developing bloodline. I think
Definitely bettering every year. And I
yeah.
remember having a conversation with Ogata-san and Tani, who both mentioned this was the best spawning of Utsuris they've had on the farm ever.
So these ones in here, then, why don't you talk us through like why you've selected them? Which one's your favourite?
Well, I got my second and third and sixth choice.
Okay.
The one in this, the biggest one in the centre at the minute, so the one with the black up,
Yeah.
that was actually my second choice.
Yeah.
And then the one on the left, which is the finished one, although it's not finished by a long way, but the Sumi is a lot more finished than the others. That was my third choice, and then the littlest one, that was my fifth or sixth choice, whatever it is. But the other one, which has got the Sumi really down, that's larger, that's actually Paul McKennan's fish.
Right. Okay.
So
the one with the gill plates with Sumi on?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's come to mind because he wasn't able to collect, so he's just going to be stopping at mine for a couple of months till he eventually does go back to Paul's. But yes, that's actually Paul McKennan's fish.
Yeah.
You know well.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I think, like I say, my favourite is the one with the heavy Sumi, the more finished one, just because just because of what I know about the bloodline. I think.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, that's Chris's favourite.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Masters. Yeah.
Yeah. When he netted it, because I pointed it out, he says, "Whose is that one?" I said, "Oh, it's mine." He went, I said, "That's favourite. That's my best one."
Yeah.
But yeah, it is definitely a bit more predictable.
It's got that checkerboard pattern on it.
Yeah, definitely. But my favourite, which is the one second to top now,
Mm-hmm.
I think that will finish nicer. For me, and this all comes down to personal preference, I prefer heavy Soroji on Shiros.
Right. Okay.
I think when you get these sort of larger patches of white, it defines the Sumi. And you can sort of see the quality of the Sumi when you sort of get them big areas.
Yeah.
I've never been someone that prefers heavier Sumi, and I just think that'll probably finish a bit more even with size. And that sort of head pattern comes in. And also the shoulders, I think structurally, it could be a larger fish. So that's sort of why it edges me towards that one. And again, it's never a guarantee, and it's always fun to learn and to experience how things develop. But just looking at it now, even though the one that's a lot finished is prettier, probably a bit safer, I think that'll finish nicer in a year or two.
Yeah, I think the other thing that people can probably expect from Shiro is that, say, for instance, you take these fish and you start growing them, like it really wouldn't surprise me that the Sumi drops a little bit as well. Like that's my experience.
Yes,
growing Showas, Shiros, Sankes, like as soon as you start pushing the skin and stretching the skin out, like some of this Sumi will just eventually like drop back.
Yeah.
And it'll come back, but that's where you can be mistaken for thinking like it's going to develop more. I actually think sometimes, like where you see the blue grounds on, like specifically on Ogata fish, Ogata Shiro, this bloodline, like sometimes where you can see that underlying Sumi, if the skin does thicken up, that could just be Shiroji. Like there's absolutely no guarantee. Some of the like where it's blue, that Sumi's 100% going to come there. Like it has to be. It is more of a gamble, I think. Whereas the Omasako ones, everything you hear about them is, don't worry about the blue skin because the blue skin will eventually be Sumi.
Yeah.
Whereas I look at these a little bit differently and go like, I've seen the ones they keep, and the ones they keep tend to be the ones with like proper examples of Sumi up. And I don't know. I guess that's maybe why I'm reading into it a bit.
I think I know what you're getting at. And you're referring to the small Shiros that came in with Chris the first time, which was bought while he was over there in October. They was really dark, like really black. And I even looked at them and said, I would never pick Shiros. They're really small, they're really dark. I don't see much of a future in those. But as they grew, the black hole almost like retracted,
Yeah,
and they're really cleaned up a little bit, which I
yeah,
found interesting, and something I'd not experienced or seen happen before.
yeah.
So
And
I
the other
think,
thing is, as well, it's like when they get up to like 50, 60 cm, I can't remember seeing many examples like on the farm where you were still waiting for like it to finish as well. Do you know at 50, 60, there's a lot of examples which are finished at Ogata's place, and you just like, it's kind of a case of can you add body or can you add size, and it's not necessarily about maybe when it gets to Yonsai the Sumi will be finished, and that's rare in Japan, isn't it? Because in Japan usually they struggle to get Sumi up, whereas over there with these specific bloodline they don't seem to have that problem at all.
but if you were to think of, or this is just sort of my idea looking on it, if you've got a koi farm where space is of a premium, and people's eyes tend to be drawn towards finished fish, are they the fish you're going to hold on to for that reason? And koi shows, if you take a fish to a koi show, it's judged on the fish on that day, not how well it could do in the future, not how well
Yeah.
it's progressing. It's all to do with finished fish. So maybe that's kind of why they focus on fish that are finished.
Yeah, I can see that. I can also see I also see in a lot of the ones that are the selling are the whiter ones as well. Like there is a mix because they wouldn't intentionally want to sell the white ones because the white ones are not the ones they can get a good price for because it's not easy to sell a Shiro with no Sumi on. So, like, when you see them selling ones without Sumi on, you think, oh, is it a case then of like, I think the balance of it is like, I don't know. I've just got this feeling, probably spoken too much about it there because people will be like thinking, oh God, waffling on about it. But like, I hope people understand what I'm on about with it.
Yeah.
I think definitely you got to view the two bloodlines from Omasako to Ogata
Yeah.
very, very differently. That's just my
And that sort
gut
of
feeling.
highlights a point of hands-on experience, and sometimes just buying these small fish, these small Tosai, and not necessarily looking for a fish that's going to go out and win a show, but just a fish to learn from.
Yeah.
So it's always good to and like I said, at growing shows, that's a great example to be able to do that, or
Yeah.
a great way of being able to do that. And you can compare it with other members. So there's like 38 Shiros that's in our growing show. So there's
Yeah.
38 other Shiros to compare with. All
Yeah.
from same bloodline.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
And then, like, you can see with these, a lot of people will wonder about the yellowhead. Me and you know it's nothing to be worried about at this age, is it?
No, not on young fish.
No. To be honest, I don't know what it is with my water, but as soon as I get a fish like this into my pond with a bit of temperature and they start growing, it just seems to drop off immediately and it goes white.
Yeah, no.
Unless you're feeding sake growth.
Yes, unless you're feeding that. But
Yeah.
The only negative you could say about that fish is the Motoguru that it lacks in the left pec.
Yeah, that's another question that I had. So I bought one of these Ogata Shiros from Suetsugu, so he'd grown it on.
Yeah.
From Ogata, taking it to his koi farm, Suetsugu, which is probably about an hour and a half down the road, and growing it onto Jumbo Tosai. And it had a full black pec when it got to... So it had Motoguru in Japan. When it went to Chris Masters, and it was in a shallow pond, which is something we spoke about last podcast, the Motoguru expanded out the full width of the pectoral fin. So if you don't know what a Motoguru is, it's the black colour in the pec. So it went completely to the edge of the pec, right? The whole fin was black. But then, again, I've put it in my pond, started growing it, and the Motoguru's tightened back in again.
Nice.
Almost like it is in Japan.
I always tend to find with age and growth, the Motoguru does tend to retract a little bit. I mean, the Motoguru will come as well and develop, but I've never seen like a full black fin.
No.
Or from my experience, it always tends to retract a little bit.
It would look messy, wouldn't it, if you had like Motoguru like to the full edge of the fin at Nisai Sanzai. So it's not a guarantee, but I have seen that as well.
Right.
And equally, you can. The other thing as well with Shiro is that one of the things that if say you're picking Omasako ones, one of the things I've been taught is to look inside the mouth, and if you see in the roof of the mouth, if it's got black, then that's a sign that the Sumi is going to come on the head. So,
All
like with
right.
this fish, you'd probably see black in the mouth, like where the head pattern's going to come in.
Interesting.
I've seen the breeders like looking inside the mouth
Yeah.
for Sumi.
I mean, as you know, we all know the breeders have lots of little tricks and techniques. They've been doing it long enough. So no, I didn't. I had heard about the black in the mouth mentioned, but I didn't know it was used as prominent as that.
In the mouth, in the gills, and along the base of the dorsal, they're the three that they would look for.
Yeah.
I believe.
That's fair. I mean, there is still chance it's only a young fish for the Motoguru to come on that left peg. But if you were to break it down to really start nick picking points, the lack of Motoguru in that left peg is a demerit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, if we call that fish A, that's my selection.
No, that's fair.
By the end of the time we've gone through all of them, everybody's got to leave a comment and say which one they've selected.
Yeah, no. So people's eyes are different, so it's always nice to see.
Yeah.
Now this one's a complete gamble.
Yeah. See this personally, like, this is probably one that, because it's got a little bit of Sumi on the head and it's got a little bit of Sumi on like the middle, like it's a sign that more's going to come. But like, if we talk about picking the more predictable ones from Ogata, this is probably not one of them, is it? It's a bit more of a gamble, like you say.
For me, I liked the cleaner fins.
Yeah.
This is why I chose this one. It wasn't the bigger fish, and a lot of them had heavy Sumi in the fins, so I wanted one that were a bit cleaner, a bit more of a gamble, and something again to learn from. So that were my reasoning for this choice.
Yeah, nice fish that.
Over time,
nice head shape.
Yeah, it could definitely develop in the right direction over time. We'll have to come back to it in come October, November time. I'll ball them back up. We'll have to come back.
Yeah.
See if we're waffling absolute garbage.
Yeah, and all the predictable ones are not predictable.
Yeah, that's literally what's may happen. But yes,
so this one's got like the best body of the lot, hasn't it?
That was my number one
body
choice.
Shape. Yeah, I can see why you've chosen this.
For me, like you said, the body, the fins, the pattern, I think will be more desirable. It's just sort of relying on that head pattern coming in, and I think overall we'll finish.
It's got like a long head, hasn't it? A long head to grow into, like the distance between the dorsal and the back of the head as well is quite a width. I think it's going to be a big koi, that.
Yeah, it's got every opportunity. It's currently been fed enough food.
Yeah.
To do that, but obviously the time will tell.
Yeah. Nice.
Again, it's just relying on that Sumi coming, which it should do, and then we'll be able to see how it finishes.
So whilst we're speaking about like Sumi development, we should probably speak about this fish first. So this is a Sakai Sanke, isn't it, that you've grown on? So speaking of the Sanke that you have, the picture which I'll just overlay now, where is this fish from? Sakai as well, this one?
Yes, so that is from Sakai, obviously Sakai Fish Farm, Sakai Hiroshima. A couple of years ago, so I'm going back 4 years, maybe 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
When that was bought as Tosai, and as you can notice, there's very lax Sumi.
Yeah.
Very little, very, very little Sumi. But again, sort of putting that bit of faith in Sakai Bloodline to do what it seems to be doing. And I think this video is maybe a year and a half after it had been in the pond. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just see it's kind of like exploded on it.
Just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. This is another example, like, where in the picture it looks a little bit like it's got a little yellowing in the head as well. It's just gone pearly white there as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. And has really developed in the right direction. Structurally and body, it's never really done what I wanted it to do, but skin-wise, you can't really ask for much more.
No, it's got like a lacquering to the skin, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, like, when you know a bloodline like this reacts in your pond, it's kind of like easy for you to make a decision on other bloodlines, isn't it? Like other fish from that same bloodline when you know this is how it's going to react.
Yeah, definitely. And also, one thing I should mention with Sumi, a lot of people tend to try and push the heat, and for me, heat and Sumi just don't go together. As soon as you start pushing them higher temp, Sumi just drops.
What temperature do you like raising at then?
22, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't tend to push it much more than that. There's no real need to. I mean, you get away with Tosai. If I had a separate grow on where I was pushing small Tosai, I would. But as soon as I start getting to that Nisai Sanzai, then yeah, I never take him above 22.
No. I like
It's-
21, 22. That's kind of where I keep mine at.
yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I have seen good results in ponds where they're over like 25. I've seen good results, but never really like amazing skin. Like it takes a while to bring the skin back around from that.
Yeah, so obviously body and size you will get, but unfortunately the not so much the skin, but the Sumi.
Yeah.
From my experience,
The Shiroji and the Benny, the Sumi just needs a little bit of time. You do get an amazing like shine to a fish at like hot temperature, like the mucus and everything. That the actual luster of the fish is quite good at high temps, but the actual skin quality, like the coloration, like even the Benny looks a little bit washed at them temps. Even like the Sumi obviously retracts a little bit, and then you've got like a staining on the Shiroji, which does come out as soon as you drop them down. But yeah I like to raise 21, 22 because then you just
that's fair.
The skin raises with it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Again, that's what's always kind of unique about this hobby. Is I'm no expert. It's all just experience, and you find your own way, and you trial and error, and you learn, and you do what you think's best.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's always great to have hobbies, share different ideas, and
so I know that we spoke about this on the last podcast, but this fish is your pride and joy at the minute, isn't it?
It's one I'm most excited for.
Yeah. So this is a similar lineage, isn't it, through Ogata?
Yes. So Ogata, this is Ogata bred, but Sakai. Obviously, the other one was Sakai bred, but yeah, this is Ogata, but Sakai lineage.
Yeah, stunning fish. This
body wise, if I dare say, powerhouse.
Yeah,
might be a bold
compared
statement.
to the one you've just shown me. This one has the potential, doesn't it?
Well, you've seen it. I haven't seen it yet. You fortunate. You are the scouting in the ponds.
Yeah. It was definitely a bit of a beast. Like all the other fish were kind of like chilling out, and this one was cruising out top trying to find some more pellets. I remember it when I went to Ogata with Aqua Group, and I think it's had quite a bit of Sumi development. Obviously, things can change with that, but yeah. I think you're going to be excited when it comes out of harvest. It's a good example of where you've done your Sanke growing show, you've raised Sakai fish, and then you've gone to Japan, bought another. It's like nice to see somebody like learning from bloodlines rather than just chucking money at it willy nilly. Which you do see other people do that, but this is thought out, isn't it?
Well, that's where like sometimes you have to trust your dealers because your dealers are technically experiencing this with 1,000+ fish, 2,000, 3,000 fish, so they can sort of steer you if you go out with a good dealer. But yeah, also personal experience and learning is always good. But I think 50, 56, 57?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something around there in that video. But hopefully, come October, November, it'll be a lot bigger.
Yeah, 65, something like that.
But yeah, just for context as well, that's out in Japan. That's not in my own pond.
Yeah,
that's currently being grown on in the farm in Japan.
Yeah, I hope it can go to. I don't know if it is a fish that will ever get shown in Japan because it all depends on how much Sumi comes up on it in it. Because it might just be that this to get the Sumi out on Sankes like this, they do sometimes just need to come to England and get that Sumi, like your pond has shown with that other fish, that the Sumi will come, but it's you can't guarantee that it's ever gonna do that in Japan with some bloodlines, do you? I hope it does. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Japan is so competitive. If a fish isn't finished, it's not really makes sense taking it because the chances of it doing anything is very slim.
Yeah,
Because the standard of koi is so high.
yeah. But it's got quite a memorable factor about this, and it's got like the power of the skin.
Yes.
Like it's got a little bit of the yellowing on the head, but like we've spoken about, with a bit of conditioning, just disappear in no time. That
Yeah.
it's just
Well,
an
it's
awesome
only
koi.
2 year old, so it's still
Yeah,
young.
young fish. Yeah,
Yeah, young fish.
this was actually as well. The other context we should give it were a staff fish, wasn't it? So one of the
Yeah.
Ogata staff had this, and so every member of staff at Ogata gets to choose a fish to raise and then to sell it in the auction at the end of the year. So this was actually a staff koi as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, which we found out later, which is always interesting.
Yeah.
I suppose it keeps the staff interested. Although I suppose if they're working on a koi farm, there's a big interest there.
Yeah. But I suppose it's like a little bit of a, if it's been chosen by somebody who's been around fish all the life, it must have been a fairly good pick.
Yeah, and it's actually I tend to be very traditional. I like blocky patterns, but that's actually more of a flowery pattern for me anyway.
Yeah.
For me personally. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's time will tell.
Nice koi. And then the other one you've got currently over there as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so this one I bought the year before as Tosai. This went to the International Junior Koi Show.
Yeah.
And took fourth, which were always nice.
Yeah.
What you got to remember about like the competition at these shows for a fish to take fourth is quite achievable.
It'll have been up against nearly like 40, 50 other fish from other koi farms, were it?
Yeah, 65 fish supposedly.
Wow.
I was told. So and that's all in the same variety and same size. So 65 koakus, all the same size, all koakus.
Yeah.
And these are breeders from all around Japan fetching the best fish. So for it to take fourth, I was well pleased.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I think it's made, this fish, isn't it, by that like edge of the benny on that right hand side, like that scalloping effect. It's just insane.
Yeah, definitely. Well, funnily enough, when I bought this fish, I was chasing Baby Champion for the British Koi Show, for the Great British Koi Show. I was chasing Baby at the time. So I was looking on the various auctions and I was trying to find a fish suitable because it tends to be very competitive. So I was trying to find a fish suitable for Baby Champion. And I ended up stumbling across this and I sent it Chris and I went, no, that's just a bit special. Anyway, I got thinking until I went, oh, stuff it, I'm going to buy this. Again, just purely because of the skin and structure of the fish.
Yeah.
I think it's very capable.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you do have the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is while we was there again, October, November, swimming around in one of the
Just
bats.
the body shape is incredible.
It's certainly going in the right direction at the moment. Oh, there's one of them finished Shiros you were talking about.
Yeah, just look at them, like when we were talking about Nisai being finished. Yeah.
Yeah, stunning. But yeah, definitely it's going in the right direction.
I think that's Craig's Utsuri there as well.
Yeah, to be fair, I think they were in the same vat.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, that's it.
Just body shape and everything about it's bang on. And it's kept that scalloping effect to that Benny plate, hasn't it, on that side?
Yeah. It's definitely going in the right direction. Good for a British Koi Show, really.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Yeah, it's exciting.
Hopefully not too soon, but yeah. Hopefully not too soon.
Yeah. And I know
again,
you've been buying again in Japan, haven't you, as well? We haven't got that on here, but yeah, nice fish.
Oh, the gin. I got that as well. I should have sent it to you. Yeah,
we'll overlay it.
Yeah, I'll send it you for after. But yeah, this one is true, I guess, jumbo Tosai.
Yeah,
good prospects for a big fish potentially.
Yeah.
And again, going back to that blocky Benny pattern, big Benny plate, and then potentially with size it'll grow into it as it develops.
Yeah,
but I'm hopefully all these fish will be in the Ogata Cup. I don't know for sure, but again, talking about growing shows, previous Kahaku, that was in the Ogata Cup. That was the event that was happening that day. But hopefully,
yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's cool to see, like, starting from, and these type of things are not cheap to get involved with when you're at this level.
No,
with
no,
your
not at all.
raising and your auction fish and stuff like that. But, it's cool to see, like, the transition from local growing show to the Ogata Cup.
Yeah,
It's
it's been
definitely
quite a
addictive,
journey.
and you're still involved with both, aren't you, now? It's not like...
Yeah, I have just as much fun.
Yeah, raising Tosai should not be, like... It's if you can't enjoy raising Tosai, there's something not quite right, I think. Raising Tosai, feeding fish, is the best part of the hobby. I think going out to
Definitely.
Japan and seeing the results of your Azakari is definitely a thrill. I've only ever done it once so far with mine. And, that was a phenomenal experience. But, like, I couldn't just have that. You have to look forward to seeing your fish, every day. And,
Yeah.
the hobby can't just be about 2 or 3 days of the year when I get to visit Japan. It has to be all year round for me. But it's nice that you're getting to do both, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, apart from learning, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
It's nice to go out and you sort of measure these fish and you go, it's 25 cm, 30 cm, whatever it may be. You put them in the pond, and then come 6, 7, 8 months later, you go, wow.
Yeah.
And you go, fucking hell, what I am doing, all this crazy shit I am doing is working. It might be worth it.
Yeah.
In fact, I took a look on the pond beginning of this year, and I sort of said, it's too many fish in this pond, I need to out some. So I've outed probably 15 fish, and then I was looking at the pond of the day, these little ones swimming around that I keep picking up from Chris's, and I'm going, I've just added 8 more.
Yeah.
that might have been a waste of time, but that is the fun, that's the joy.
Yeah.
For me anyway, that's sort of really
You've got to be
I
brutal,
enjoy.
haven't you, if you want to keep adding fish every year. You can't just, like, continuously make space all the time. You've got to be brutal with your collection sometimes, and
definitely,
and sell some that you've finished growing, essentially.
Yeah, because as well with showing fish, and everyone keeps koi for different reasons, but just for me personally, I really enjoy the growing and developing and showing. You've kind of got to, the collection's always expanding and changing for the better.
Yeah.
And you've got to really prioritise what you hold back.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good place for us to end on there. Like, I've enjoyed that. Seeing your little collection in Japan once you got at home. And it'd be nice to see how you get on with them Shiros, and do like a catch up with Will with his Shiros, and see if people got it right, which one was turned out best. So I've got my gut feeling on it. Others might disagree or agree with it, but yeah, exciting nonetheless, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully there's a little bit of knowledge there someone can pick up. No by means an expert, but a little bit of experience.
It's just nice to have a natter about fishing, isn't it?
Yeah, that definitely. Could be worse things.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks again, Will, for joining me, and I'm sure we'll have you back on in future, as we've spoken about, and discussing all bits koi, and I'm sure we'll see how your fish do in Japan as well. I'm looking forward to that personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Following along with that. Awesome. Thanks, mate.
No problem.